You were one of the first guys that I followed on Twitter that I noticed established this social media presence, maybe even ahead a lot of your colleagues. And I saw, I was just looking yesterday. I mean, you had 400,000 followers like 10 years ago. So I'm just kind of curious, or whatever it was, 7 or 8. I'm curious, like, obviously the Twitter sphere is like the Wild West in a lot of ways. And can you just touch on that a little bit and some?
It's so I'm really down on Twitter lately. I don't know if it's the pandemic. It seems like it's an all-time toxic level. And I just think politically we're so divided, and people are angry. And I've always noticed, and it's always been there, right? There've been trolls. They get upset about your football take. But it used to be like I could interact with people on Twitter and have fun with it, because I like to talk a lot of trash and I'm very sarcastic. And people would be able to figure that out, and you could have a back and forth and maybe win them over, which I enjoyed. Or, if it was based off a sports take, people would be like, well, how could you say, I'd get in with Florida State fans like, hey, I don't think they're going to be that good this year. And I get Florida State fans livid with me. And I'd be like, well, this is why I don't think that. And then you kind of talk to them and some reason would come about. You'd say, hey, I don't think, oh my goodness, Tebow. I don't know if you remember Tebow. That was really on Facebook. That unfolded because I did not see it with Tim Tebow that he was going to be an NFL quarterback. And a lot of like friends of ours that were Gator fans were livid, like they were angry, like thought I was a jerk and like I was this bad person. I was like, I promise I don't have anything against him. I just don't think he's going to be that good. And like, but I would explain it. And then you could kind of walk away and feel like, okay, nobody hates each other. I feel like I've lost that on Twitter. Like it's every take is infused with politics, because even now, like, should they play college football? If you say yes, it's, well, don't you care about the players' lives? There's just a lot. Race is infused in almost everything. I said something about Dwayne Haskins just 2 weeks ago that I thought Alex Smith would pick up the playbook faster than Dwayne Haskins. Alex Smith is 36 years old. He's played, 15 years in the NFL. Dwayne Haskins has 1 year. And I get into that with this Washington blogger who's accusing me of being racist and like using white privilege because I said that. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, that has nothing to do with it. And I was trying to explain to him, and he did not believe. He's just like, no, this is your subconscious white privilege showing through that you won't acknowledge that. And it was incredibly frustrating. And that, unfortunately, is what a lot of conversations on Twitter have delved into. But like early to what you were saying, like Twitter was a great avenue for me to build a base and build a following and build sort of a brand. And ESPN absolutely helped me because I noticed exponential growth. ESPN is a brand leader, clearly. They're one of the most recognized brands in the world. And it helped me give me a brand. And part of that was gaining a following on Twitter, which I did cultivate by interacting with a lot of people, but it also came with giving some maybe controversial views that weren't mainstream. And at the time, you could give controversial views and people would see it just as that, maybe, contrarian. Now you get pegged as some crazy person. Like you get pegged either as your far right or your far left or whatever political sphere you're in, and then you just get written off. You can't even say something without a bunch of assumptions being made. So I've really just I've taken a step back a little bit from Twitter and just posting videos that I do with work. Because every time I try to give some sort of take, it develops into, oh, well, you must be a Trump lover, or you must be, you hate Trump. Like, it's crazy. Like I have people from all angles assume I'm either far right or far left based on a sports take. And it's too toxic. It's crazy.